What's up, horror community? I'm Stock, and in today's video, it's gonna be something very different, something we've never done before, and that's because I'm gonna be talking about my horror Funko Pop collection. So obviously, if you guys can see the background, I am a big collector of things that I love, and Funko Pops are one of the things that I collect the most. So from movies, shows, franchises, all that stuff, I have tons of these pops. So I thought it'd be a really cool idea to just talk about my horror side of things when it comes to Funko Pops and what I've collected. So let's see how you guys like this. This is something different and something I find that would be a lot of fun to talk about. So the first one I'll be showing is this FYE exclusive Michael Myers pop. And I remember getting this a few years ago in store at FYE. And I don't normally always get the exclusives, but I did get him because he is my favorite of all time in horror. And this one's cool because it's got like a blood splatter on him, but it is just his original pop with that on him. But it's Michael Myers for me. I had to get him. I came across it. There's the first one. Here's something else. I don't usually keep my pops in box. I only have literally like a few of them that I display in box. All the other ones are open, and I display them as opened, opposed to these closed ones. Next up, I got Jumbo from Killer Clowns. I actually just got this one this past Halloween season, and it's because I just saw a Killer Clowns from Outer Space for the first time this past October. So I remember I saw online and stuff of this pop hitting Spirit Halloween stores, and I was like, okay, I gotta hunt this down. And I remember I looked a few times at Spirit Halloween, they didn't have it, and then I actually came across it and they did. And of course I had to get them. Fantastic, entertaining movie, so I was happy to add this. And lastly, for the packaged pops of mine that I keep in box, I have this Hot Topic exclusive Jason Voorhees. And what's cool about this one, and it doesn't say it, this is obviously from Friday the 13th Part 5, because you can see he's got the balloon, his mask, and what he's wearing. So obviously, you know what version of it is, and that means it's Roy. So this one also really cool for me because I ordered this pop during the time frame that me and Pooh, the other half of Horror 31st, we were about to make this account. We were brainstorming it and talking about it because me and him were binge watching the Friday the 13th series together when we were like, okay, let's make the YouTube. And I remember I ordered this pop off eBay during that because I was on a high on Friday the 13th and I really wanted this. So that's a cool story with this pop right here. But that's all of my inbox pops that I display inside the box. Next up, we got all of the loose ones that I have over the years of collecting. And first of all, we got Leatherface. We got normal Leatherface from 1974. His, normal look and everything. You got the yellow chains, you got the classic mask, the first ever mask of Leatherface, the first ever look. And then we got the lady-faced Leatherface from the original. So these are two pops of Leatherface from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which for me is the only one that I love because I don't have many options with Texas Chainsaw. I've seen the first one a couple times over. I absolutely love it. And then I watched the second one and I didn't like it. I didn't like the direction they went in for Texas Chainsaw, and then I stopped. So I never saw any of the other movies, but these two are based off my pure love of the original Texas Chainsaw. So these next pops I'm about to show are probably one of my lowest tiered character from all the horror pops I have, but I got him nonetheless. And it is the new Pennywise, and I have a few of them from it. So I have the new Pennywise with the I Love Dairy balloon. I have him with just his tongue out kind of against the window, I believe. And then I have one of the kids from it. And with these three pops, these were all that I found in store. So I kind of picked them up over time, but I'm personally not the highest on the new It. But I love the original It and the original Pennywise. This Pennywise I'm not the craziest about. I like him. Obviously, I have his stuff, but I'm not the biggest on him. But here we go. We got some of It 2017 merchandise. Next up, we got Beetlejuice. So this is another one where I just saw for the first time within the last year, but I actually got him before I ever saw the movie. So I got this actually a few years ago because he came in like this weird Hot Topic exclusive bundle that I bought for something else that came with it, and he just came with it that I didn't, you know, get it for. But now since I've seen the movie and everything, it's really cool to have this Beetlejuice. He is a Hot Topic exclusive. So this next one I'm about to show is really cool to me as well, with how I got it and why I got it. First, I have just, you know, the original 1990 Pennywise, Tim Curry, the goat Pennywise. Of course I have him, but then I have one that's really cool and special to me, and it is this one, which is the black and white version of the colored one. And why I say that's special is because I got this the day that I met Tim Curry. So this was a Rhode Island Comic Con exclusive pop that was only exclusive to that convention. You can probably get it on eBay and stuff now, but you got it for normal price at that convention. And on the box it says Rhode Island Comic Con exclusive, and that is literally the day that I met Tim Curry. So I got this pop of him, of his Pennywise, on the day I met him. So it's very special. I actually have another one that is in box, but I don't know where I placed it right now, but I do have it. I have two of them that I got from that day. So here we go, 1990 Pennywise. So these next ones, I don't know if you guys count this as a full horror. I'm always kind of like weird with this movie, with placing it in the horror genre, but it absolutely is in a lot of aspects. And that is, and I'll show them for this video, is the Jaws pops. So I have all three of the main characters, Chief Brody, Matt Hooper, and Quint. I have all three of them. I got them pretty much right away when they announced them. And I gotta have the other piece of Jaws, and that is the shark from Jaws in pop form. And I don't know, like with Jaws it's weird. Like I really want to know what you guys think. Do you guys count it as a horror? Because it is. It absolutely is in a lot of aspects, but it's weird. Like I don't like bundle them with like the horror community like I would with like Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and those types of movies. Jaws just feels like it's not in, I don't know, but it is in ways. But let me know if any of you guys know what I'm trying to say. But here we go, we got the Jaws pops. I got Chucky from Child's Play 1, and then Chucky from Child's Play 2. And these are both great. I'm a big fan of Chucky, I love him. This is the classic, you know, this is one I love. I mean, you know what, I just realized it's on video, and I'm not gonna redo the video because I messed up, and screw it, we're gonna keep going, because he has the scars on his face. So this isn't from the first one. I thought it was for a really long time, because this is his first ever pop. This is a very old Funko Pop too, but clearly it's not based off the first movie because he's got the scars. So that's true, but this one I'm pretty positive it's from the second. This is when he gets like dismantled in the factory, and like he's on like a scooter and he's got like this knife hand type deal, and this one's really cool. This was an exclusive one. This one was just your average one, but on the box it says Child's Play on this one. This one says 2, but this one's got the scars. But here we go, we got Chucky. Chucky is in the collection, of course. So here's a pop from a little bit of a slept-on horror movie, and that is The Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. And I just rewatched that movie within like the past 2 years. And I've always known this movie since I was little, just the first one. And I always liked it. Like it was never one of my favorites, but it was always a horror movie that I liked. And when I revisited it a few years ago, I watched it with my mom and brother and stuff, and I wanted this pop after that, so then I found it in store, and I was like, okay, perfect opportunity, and I got him. So there he is, the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. Never seen any of the sequels, so let me know if you guys recommend any of those movies. Here's a little bit of a gag horror pop, and that is Shaun from Shaun of the Dead, which is a parody horror movie, but it's a movie that I've known since I was little. I've actually never even seen the original Dawn of the Dead. I've only seen this parody movie, and it is something I haven't seen in years, but when I came across this in store at the time, it just had this weird charm. Like, really, they actually made this guy as a pop, and I just had to get it. but I do have to see the original Dawn of the Dead, the actual movie. The next bundle I'm about to show you guys are two performances in horror that I feel like are some of the greatest horror performances you will ever see. And it was by these two actors. First one I'll show is Patrick Bateman, played by Christian Bale. He's on my shirt, and I just saw this movie for the first time literally like a month or two ago, and ever since I saw that, I was like hooked on this character and how freaking well it was played. And it's funny comedy horror charm, but creepy psychotic person at the same time. Did both so well. Such a cool looking pop too. I absolutely love it. And I just got this one like a week or two ago at a mall for a pretty good amount of money, because he is an exclusive and he's a little bit pricey, but this one is absolutely sick. Love it. And the other person I'm talking about that I praise like crazy is Jack Torrance from The Shining. Untouchable performance. One of the greatest ever. Jack Nicholson, the way he brought this character to life. Literally the biggest reason why I love The Shining so much and why it has such a charm to me. I mean, everything about that movie does, but this guy's performance, Jack Nicholson, Jack Torrance, absolute barn burner in every single way. So these two guys are freaking barn burners. Another random bundle, I'll put two people together. Kind of wish I did this in the earlier part of the video, just like random ones morphed together. But here we have Hannibal Lecter, and it's funny I keep saying this, but I just saw Silence of the Lambs for the first time within the last year or two. So when I came across him, I had to get him. I wish I had the other one of him though. I think he has like the orange suit on. He's got the mask on. It's a much cooler looking pop than this one. But this one's still really cool. This is when he's about to like, I think he like eats some people when he's got this going on. This whole attire and this fork and stuff in his hand. I think some crazy stuff goes down when he has this look going. And this is also one of his biggest looks too, I think, in the first one, where he's talking and stuff. But there he is, Hannibal Lecter. And then the other one of the most iconic of all time, Freddy Krueger, one of the first Funko Pops ever made too. This one, the Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, those three are like one of the first ever. But there he is, the only Freddy Krueger pop that I have. So here he is. Great pop. In terms of Nightmare on Elm Street, it isn't one of my favorites ever. It's definitely a little bit lower tier for me. I've seen all of them. I do want to revisit that series, but here he is. Here we go with a nice bundle going on right here. We got two Jason Voorhees, two of his looks, and this one I gotta talk about first. It is a slept-on look of Jason. This is from part 2. This is before he got the hockey mask. And this pop was freaking awesome. This is another one that I got during the Roy pop I talked about earlier from part 5. This one I got during that time frame as well. So this is another one that is a big piece of Horror 31st, because I got him while we were kind of making the account and brainstorming and all that fun stuff. So this pop, and I absolutely just love how it looks. I just love this look of Jason. It's just, like I said, it's way too underappreciated, and it's sick that it got a pop. And then the classic, you know, the hockey mask, one of the first ever Funko Pops ever created. Especially for horror, it's definitely one of the first. But it's just like the Freddy one, it's just like your classic old school pop. Prime Jason look right here. Jason Voorhees, one of the goats of horror, one of my favorites. Unlike Nightmare, Friday the 13th, I'm always super high on that franchise. That's why I have 3 of Jason. Here we go with another barn burner character in horror that I probably should have lumped him in with the Jack Torrance and the Patrick Bateman, but here he is, Ash Williams from The Evil Dead, another one of the best horror performances that I ever seen. And that's just him throughout all of his movies, and especially the show, Ash vs. Evil Dead. This character is freaking phenomenal. Played so well by Bruce Campbell. And no one else could play this guy. He's perfect. And he is just a very unique freaking character with his comedy horror. Like, when it comes to comedy horror, it's hard to touch this guy right here. I wish... This one, I think, is based off... 1? Because, I mean, it's not on his hand yet. But he cuts off his hand in 2, so it could be early 2. Early movie 2. But I wish we had another one of his pops. I wish we got one. Or does he have another one? He might have another one that I don't have, like an Ash vs. Evil Dead one. I gotta look into that. But this is the one I have. Ash Williams, fantastic. Next up is the GOAT, my favorite horror character of all time. I talked about him earlier because he was one of my packaged pops, but here he is, Michael Myers. And this one, just like the Freddy and just like the Jason, it's one of the first ever pops. I don't know what number he is, but he's another one, that old school look. This is just like the blood splattered one I talked about earlier, but obviously this one has no blood on it. This is the OG Michael Myers, one of my favorite pops personally because he's my favorite. This is simple yet effective, one of my favorite pops. And then I have this one here, which is actually on the box. This one's actually from H2O, from Halloween. So that's one of my lower tiered Halloween movies for that franchise, but this is still an awesome pop. It was really cool to get another look at a Michael Myers pop besides this old one. So it was really cool when we got this one. I really wish we got one from like the new trilogy of his new mask and stuff. Those would be really cool looking, but we got these two for now. He is the GOAT, my favorite ever, but he's not the last I'm showing off in this video. The last pops I will be showing in this video is my second favorite horror franchise actually, and that is Scream. So here's Ghostface, the legend himself, the barn burner himself. So many different people wore this costume in that franchise, and this look, this character, iconic. But this is not why I saved this one for last. It's not because of the Ghostface pop, but he is the only Scream Funko Pop we've ever gotten. No other characters have gotten him from that franchise, only Ghostface. So it's really cool to have this. But the reason why I'm making this last is because of this new custom I just got off eBay, and that is this Dewey custom pop, and I literally just got this within the last week. So here he is one of my favorite horror characters ever. He's top, I'd say 3 for my favorite horror characters ever, and it's just an awesome looking costume. He got the knife in his back from the original movie, and it's just so cool to see Dewey get brought to life in a pop. And this person just did a really good job. But not only that, but they also made this awesome box that looks so legit, of like a real pop. So it's got all that awesome stuff on it. So Dewey's pop, the person who created Dewey's pop and sold it to me, guess what? You're about to get hit with an honor right now. I'm gonna hit you with it. I'm gonna do it. The creator of the Dewey custom pop, I'm about to hit you with the barn burner of a custom, because this custom is a barn burner. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was very different. It was a very different video than I've ever made before. I never got to talk about my collection of any of my horror stuff, so it was really cool to just be able to show it a little bit and talk about it. I have so many other horror collectible things like the figures and stuff, so maybe we'll do that in the future. But guys, I hope you guys like this. Please let me know your feedback on this, because like I said, since it was such a different type of video, I really want to see what you guys thought of it. But guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Horror 31st.